Okay, so one of the little story about multi-day racing, and I guess was that you know, again, Guru encouraged me always to run, to never give up, and you know, at times like I used to have problems with my feet. As I said, I always tried to keep a happy, joyful attitude, but sometimes physically I would have major problems. But well, again, I always felt like, you know, no matter how much he's hurting me, how much he's suffering, you know, I'm getting suffering from pain or this and that everything, that I have to keep going until the end. And so what I discovered actually is that there's always like somehow, again, Guru feels your pain or he does whatever, he somehow, if he sees that you're persevering, he sends the solution to you. At least this was my feeling, because it seemed to happen so much, and it couldn't just be a coincidence. So I remember one time I used to have problems with the balls of my feet. After about maybe 3 or 4 days, I would start to have problems with balls of my feet. It's the only real place that I used to get blistering, and then I used to get what was I was told was called bursitis, which is basically this fluid buildup around the joints in the balls of my feet, and I always wondered, like, you know, how I just basically just go through it, and then figure at the end I'll recover. But I always wondered if there was a solution. And then in one race in Flushing Meadow, about, again, maybe 4 or 5 days in, I think it might have been a 10-day race. It could have been a 1,000, which I had 15 days, to do in. So I could be out on the course for 15 days. I sort of, you know, I kind of trusted in myself and never really went into medical, because I'd had this experience, and maybe some of us had it in the past, where I would go in maybe for a massage or something like that, and I would feel really good when I came out, but then halfway around the loop, something looked like would happen. It would be like an earthquake inside your body, and it was like a reaction, I think, your body reacting to the massage or something like that. So I decided that not to go in to the medical anymore. And but I would occasionally just go in there and see who was in there and what was going on, or say hello to the disciples that were like working medical and stuff like that. And actually it became sort of a joke that I never went in there for any treatment. I always just went in to just say hello, and also maybe to cheer them up, you know, and maybe sometimes give a little bit of advice, you know, from my experience of doing the things. So that was kind of always a little thing. And then one time, because also we had this thing of that, you know, disciple runners especially, we always, but not only them actually, even outside people, because we were all going through the same sort of experience, and we'd all had experiences in different races, we would all talk with each other and give each other advice, and if they had a problem, sort of help them to kind of, if they feel a little bit depressed, whoever, you know, pick them up, you know. And so one of them, I remember I got this one bit of advice. They said, "Are you using the leaf?" And I said, "What do you mean, the leaf?" And they said, "Oh no, there's this magic leaf." And so I go into medical. They said, go into medical. So I go into medical and I ask one of the guys, and they're like in a little plastic cup is these leaves, and it's actually a leaf that's like which I recognized actually as being a horticulturist. It's referred to as a weed, but it has this sort of like antiseptic sap in the thing. It's like magic. It's a natural painkiller. And so then someone showed me how basically to apply this to these areas that were really painful, where this bursitis and this problems with the balls of my feet were, but initially my mind said, come on, you know, this must be a joke. But we applied this stuff, and literally, as I walked out of the medical, the pain was gone, and I realized that this is Guru's giving me the solution to the whole thing. And I accepted it. But the thing is, again, you know, he's sort of like, he's like giving you the knowledge, and then in the same way that I learned it from another runner, you have to share. And that was the thing. I remember when Guru first had this experience of seeing an ultra runner. He had actually said, the difference between a marathon runner and an ultra runner, or someone less than a marathoner, is that there's a competition between the runners. But with an ultra runner, the competition is with himself. So, and it obviously was totally compliant with Guru's philosophy, that the only challenge is with yourself. And so again, you're constantly being taught. Guru's constantly giving you lessons, and this was an opportunity in these races. This was the special thing about these races, and you could see why Guru supported them so much.